Hello, third graders. We're here to talk about
solids, liquids, and gases.
What makes solids, liquids, and gases different from each other?
There are three main characteristics we look at when identifying the properties of matter. First, we need to decide whether the matter can change its shape or if it keeps the same shape. Let's take a look at a few objects we can find around the house. So what did we find?
All the items kept their original shape.
That's right. So items that keep their shape are what?
Solid?
Yep, exactly. Now, let's go around the house and see if we can find any items that change their shape.
That's a good idea.
So what kind of items did we find that didn't have a definite shape?
It seemed like all the liquid items and gas items.
That's right. The steam was showing how gases, like liquids, can take different shapes.
So solids have a definite shape, but liquids and gases do not have a definite shape?
Yes, that's exactly right. So, when we're talking about liquids and how liquids move, they move all over the place. I can make the water change its shape all I want. All I have to do is manipulate it. The same thing happens in gases. Think about a helium balloon that we blow up. And let's say we keep blowing it up more and more and more and more and more. What happens to that helium balloon? Boom! Pop! Right? Loud explosion. But when that happens, do those gases keep the shape of the balloon that they were in? No, they go all over the place. They say, we're free, we're getting out of here.
Woo-hoo!
And they scramble and run.
So what determines the shape something takes?
The answer is the second characteristic.
Molecules.
Molecules are what make up everything around us. We usually visualize them as small, round, or sphere-shaped pieces of substance. For example, the ocean is water. But so is a glass of water. And so is a drop of water. But what happens when that drop of water just keeps getting smaller and smaller? Think of mist and how it hits your skin in tiny little droplets. Well, once those droplets get to the tiniest, most minuscule drops of water they can be, that's when they're molecules.
Molecules.
If molecules got any smaller, they would be atoms.
What do molecules have to do with what makes solids, liquids, and gases different from each other?
Well, think about it. Molecules make up absolutely every single thing around us. Everything you can see. These, her, the chairs, me, my hat, Waylon Jennings, all of it is made up of molecules. In solids, the molecules are tightly packed together.
Bippity, boppity, boo!
And there's little or no movement in those molecules. Even when we start to hit something, the molecules may vibrate, but they stay together and keep their same shape.
Wabba labba, ding dong.
In liquids, the molecules can move and slide against each other, and they are packed much more loosely. And gases the molecules are usually very far apart and can move freely.
So does the amount of molecules in the object matter?
That is a great question, which leads us to our last characteristic.
Volume.
Not that kind of volume.
You're right, Burke. Let me show you what I really mean. We're gonna pretend this is our matter. Right now, this is nothing because it has no molecules in it. But what happens when we put a few molecules into it?
Dinkle, dinkle, ding.
Do you see how the molecules slide and move against each other? But they don't escape the container?
Yeah.
What matter has our container become?
A liquid?
That's right. Our container is now a drop of water. But what happens if we add more molecules to our matter?
Blanky, clanky, flanky.
Notice how there are now several molecules in there and they are all tightly packed together? They can move just slightly, almost like or a vibration, but it doesn't change its position. What has our matter now become?
A solid.
That's right! We have now made a solid object by tightly packing the molecules together. So we've seen what happens when we change the amount of molecules in an object. But let's see what happens when we remove the object.
Kuka, waka, mayo.
Now, our molecules are roaming freely about and they are not trapped by anything. And look, as they keep moving, they separate from each other, moving farther and farther apart. What has our matter now become?
A gas.
You are absolutely correct. All right, guys, well, that concludes our lesson on solids, liquids, and gases. Don't forget to take notes in your journals. You can find copies of the notes on the next slide. See you next time, guys. Bye.